All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming, and we're hopefully at least just about to the end of our C# person data grid view program that we've been working with. Now, one thing I asked at the end of the last one that we were working on is when we have, close a few of these, the update person, call to reload the database to show the update person, and for the, I don't think I need the create or the startup in here anymore, but for the delete, we wanted to do the same thing. Now I could write basically the same routine and put them in both, but it's kind of duplicative. So I could put it in validation, but it's not really validating. All right. So I thought what I would do, because I've gone over this, I've now gone over these, and I've gone over this, is I'd create yet another folder in here and just call it reload. How's that? All right. And then in there, we would put in a new class, and we can call it whatever we want. I'm just going to call it load all people. Try it again. Load all people. As always, we'll start by making this public. All right, and let's see. I suppose we might need person_app.data. I don't know if we'll need anything else. We'll see in just a minute. All right. So we've got this class. I don't even like that name. Let's rename this. Let's call it person loader. I like that better. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to create a method called load all people. All right. So first thing we're going to do is, as we've done before, we're going to say var repo equals new person repository. Okay. And then let's clear the grid. Clear the data grid view. So we're going to say grid.rows.clear. Not GURD, but grid. Now notice we're passing in here the grid, so we're going to call it both from our delete and we're going to call it from the update. Okay, so we're first going to do that. Then var people equals repo.get all persons. So in other words, here we're going to fill the grid. Okay. And basically what we're going to want to do here is grid.rows.add. All right, and we want to add person.person_id, person.firstname, person.lastname, person.address, person.city, person.state, person.zip code. We don't need a comma there. Like that. that should do it. Now, we're not going to need to instantiate this. It's going to be reusable, so anytime we have to reload anything, so if we wanted to reload after the create, if we wanted to reload after anyone, doesn't matter. Now we're able to do that. All right, so there's no duplication in here. So for our update now, so let me do a save here, save all. Now, what I'm about to say should make sense to everybody, and that is, if I come in here and I type in the update, which is what I want to do, so if I type in person loader dot load all people, all right, notice it doesn't know what that means. All right. But it did add the using statement for us. So what did I call that? I thought I called it load all people. I have to tell it which, you have to pass it in a data grid. So DGV, this is our update. All right. So file, save all. And we have to do the same thing for our delete. And this will be DGV delete. So that should clear them and basically reload them with either the updated record or with a deleted record. All right? Okay. Now I'm going to take all these that I've got, everything I've got open here, and I'm going to close it. Everything. There we go. So there's nothing open right now. Now, the last thing I'm hoping in here at least that I'm going to want to do is to basically create the database, which I have not done. All right, so I'm going to right mouse click on my project here, and just to show you there's another way of doing it, I'm going to go manage NuGet packages from right here, and it brings this up. All right. So what do I want to install? Well, it says right now I've got in here installed, I've got the Entity Framework Core, the design, SQL Server, and tools. So it looks like that's pretty good. So in other words, I'm going to close this. If I want to ever verify that I've got things in there, I can go into Tools, NuGet Package Manager, and Manage NuGet Packages for a solution. And it brings up what I just saw. Or I can right mouse click on the name of the project and choose Manage NuGet Packages. And it's going to give me the same thing either way. All right, I can also go in and add new packages from there if I want to do so. All right, so I'm going to go back into our NuGet Package Manager. And I want to show you something first. View SQL Server Object Explorer. Remember, the name of this database is BMI Database 02. All right, why did I show you that? Because when you look here, there is no BMI Database 02. There's our original BMI database, but there's no BMI Database 02. All right, so I'm going to see if I can put it in there now. So I'm coming here. I'm going to go into my Tools, NuGet Package Manager Console. You've seen this many times now. All right, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to try to put in this and see if it works. Add migration. I'm going to call it initial create, which is a name that's often used. Now, I might get an error here, but if it works, what should happen here, like I said, what should happen here is the EF core is going to compare the person class to an empty database. it should generate a migration that creates the database, the person table, with the columns and constraints. So I should have in here, I believe under data, you can see it's not there now, but we'll see. I should have a new folder that's called migrations. All right, so let's see. Hopefully this is going to work. Now, if I screwed up someplace, if there is a difference in something, so it says could not load assembly, ensure it is referenced by startup project. I don't need that. EFCore01. I don't need that assembly. That was my other project. So it says the build succeeded. Did not create a migrations folder. It's a different project. So this person app here, what they're saying is could not load the assembly BMI EFCore01. It shouldn't have to. See, it says it's not in there, which it should not be. Well, back to trying to check and see if I can debug the error. So I'll be right back, hopefully. Okay, another case of pilot error here, I believe, because if you look here, it's got my default project set here, and it should be set to person app. All right, so hopefully that was what the problem was. All right, but we're also going to check, just double check. I'm going to go to Manage to Get Package Manager again, make sure those are all in there. They are. So I'm going to try to build this again. You can see what happened previously. It came back and it said, so this is what I want to add again. It said build started, build succeeded. Then it said could not load that assembly, and it's because I had the wrong folder up there, or wrong project. So let's see now what this does. Paste. All right. Add migration initial create. There you go. There's a migrations folder. I guess it is separate. And there it is. It's got the date and the timestamp on it. And it has the snapshot. So this is what got created right here. It's telling me that it created a brand new database and a new table. And this is what it put into the table. So now I'm going to leave that here, but I'm going to come over to here, and I'm going to right mouse click and choose refresh, and see now if I've got a BMI database too. And I don't. That isn't good. Created the table. And I believe I'm just incomplete now. So if we want to apply this to actually create the database, there's one more command we have to run. And that is update-database. Apply the migration. That's good. So now let's come here. And let's right mouse click on this, choose refresh, and lo and behold, there's BMI database 02. It has in it a table, our migration history, so if we make changes, we can update it, and we have a persons table. So what I just showed you was how we can do this and create a new database by creating the class and then letting the database be created from the class. Kind of cool. Now I'm going to try, I don't know if this will work, but we're going to try it anyway. So save all. Let's run it. Should be nothing in there now, but let's click create. And it looks like we're going to get an error. It's an object reference not set to instance of object. Well, I'm going to take a picture of this. And put it in here. See if I can figure out what the problem is. So it's right there. Ah, notice it's got a wrong name. That isn't good in this person repository. This should be BMI database 02. That's on me. But that was, let me get that out of here. Yeah. All right. I have no idea if that's going to fix it or not, but we're going to try it again. File, save all. Let's run it again. Create. Well, that's good. Now, there's nothing in there. We can return to the startup. What if we update? Okay, return to the startup. What if we delete? Return to the startup. It's not filling this up with our database. So I'm going to have to check and see why. Hopefully I'll come back and that'll be the last lecture we have. Hopefully it's something simple in this series, and then we're going to go back to our BMI. So I hope to be back to with that shortly. Thanks.